Deep in the remote green wilderness of the world, the rivers flow slowly like an endless night dream. Beneath the swamp waters darkened by countless fallen leaves, huge, heavy shape drifts quietly under the duckweed. Endowed with the terrifying strength to crush giant caimans in seconds, it chooses stillness as the noblest practice throughout its long life. It dwells forever in the dense green waters where no eye can penetrate, becoming a symbol of tranquility that naturally calms the heartbeat. It can remain completely motionless for hours in the pitch-black water, its heart rate slowing down to merely a few beats per minute. Over the long, silent years, explorers wandering along the dark riverbanks often vanished without a trace in the quietest nights. There are no fierce struggles or shrill cries, only a faint ripple spreading across the surface before all falls silent again. Tonight, beside the gently flickering fire, let us follow this simple tale and delve into its life. Feel the enveloping web of fate woven slowly beneath the water, and listen to the silent heartbeat of the ancient rainforest. This ancient wetland known as the Pantanal is covered with thick layers of fallen leaves all year round, staining the water an intense dark green. In these waters where visibility drops to nearly zero, the green anaconda displays extraordinary restraint and talent for concealment. Its skin is a noble deep olive green, dotted with irregular black oval markings, resembling an ancient jade that has slumbered on the riverbed for thousands of years. The protagonist, a 7-meter-long green anaconda, has lived silently in these waters for 40 years by the time it grows large enough to dominate the entire river. It knows this forest as if gifted with a spiritual bond, familiar with every tiny ripple stirred by the breeze across the water. Unlike other predators that roam restlessly and disturb the peace, it masters the art of becoming one with time itself. Its massive, supple body hovers calmly in the warm stagnant water, with only its eyes and nostrils, positioned on the very top of its head, breaking the surface. On quiet afternoons, flocks of birds and other creatures perch and sing on the branches overhead, unaware that this embodiment of the night lurks right below. It can stay perfectly still for weeks on end, and tiny freshwater algae even grow on the scales of its belly, nourished by the current. This stillness is not apathy, but a profound perception of the passage of time, for it has truly become part of the river. During the era of great geographical discoveries in the late 19th century, numerous explorers armed with journals and firearms set out to uncover the secrets of this green inferno. They built simple wooden huts and sailed along the waterways after dark, in search of ancient relics and hidden treasures shrouded in mystery. On nights so quiet that only the chirping of insects could be heard, the footsteps and faint glimmers of human light were magnified endlessly within the anaconda's senses. Yet throughout the true history of the jungle, this solitary creature never initiated conflicts with humans. It merely guarded the boundaries of time with restraint. A forgotten account from historical archives tells the story of a young scholar who got lost and spent a long night beside the dark swamp. Tormented by hunger and a high fever amid torrential rain, he collapsed into the warm mud that reached his knees, unable to move. Half conscious, he felt an enormous, cold mass moving slowly beneath him, solid and reassuring like damp earth. It was the green anaconda dwelling in the swamp depths, shifting its bulky body from the deep water to the shallows as the water level rose with the rain. Its patterned cold scales brushed against the scholar's trembling skin, bringing no harm, just like a massive wall gliding silently through the darkness. After the initial terror faded, the scholar fell into an unusual calm. The snake's unhurried, steady movements felt like an ancient hypnotic ritual. When morning light pierced the mist, he woke up on the damp bank, and all that remained in the soft mud beside him was a long, wide, smooth trail as if carved by the current of a river. People often talk about its immense size and ferocity in daylight, overlooking its innate gentleness and harmony with fate after dark. The anaconda's way of hunting is one of the most encompassing and restrained rituals on Earth. It never relies on sharp claws and fangs to tear its prey apart. When a weary capybara comes to the river to drink beneath the moonlight, the anaconda lurking underwater begins to move, guided by destiny. It does not surge out of the water with a roar, nor let out deafening snarls. Shielded by the night, its body drifts forward like a wisp of thick ink. The moment they make contact, its movement is soft, almost like embracing a long-lost cloud. Its meters-long cold body coils around the prey slowly and steadily, each layer of scales pressing close with precise, formidable strength. There is no rage in this embrace. It simply follows the subtle rise and fall of the prey's breath, tightening gently every time it exhales. Deep beneath the dark water, the prey feels no agony of broken bones. Instead, it gradually loses awareness of the world, wrapped tighter and tighter in this all-encompassing hold. It is a slow descent from cold to warmth, while the faint glow of moonlight rippling across the green water conceals this fated encounter entirely. In the end, when the last trace of resistance fades into the warm mud, the anaconda uncoils its body at a leisurely pace and returns to its timeless floating posture. Towards the late 20th century, the rise of logging and gold mining shattered the age-old balance of the ancient rainforest with the harsh whine of chainsaws. Towering trees that had stood for centuries crashed to the ground, and sediment along with toxic mercury poured into the once clear dark water lakes. As one of the oldest inhabitants of these waterways, the anaconda retreated silently under the pressure of human activity, its living space and peace deeply disturbed. It grew even more reclusive, venturing into remote and perilous territories where even indigenous tribes dared not tread. During harsh dry seasons, it buries itself several meters deep in the parched mud, entering a state of profound meditation almost cut off from the outside world. For months of darkness and suffocation, it eats and drinks nothing, sustaining its nearly static heartbeat solely on the fat stored within its body. This extraordinary endurance in adversity has helped it survive countless hunts driven by human greed and drastic environmental changes. Buried in the earth, it listens to the rumble of heavy machinery above, waiting soberly for the commotion to die down, as cold-blooded creatures do. Poachers who sought to prove their dominance over nature with whips and guns often got lost in the labyrinth of greenery. Exhausted and praying to the gods in the dark of night, they never knew that just a few feet beneath their feet lay the rainforest's most patient guardian. Veteran guides who have lived on the rainforest fringes all their lives say the green anaconda is a spiritual creature that can hear the sighs of time. Throughout its long lifespan, it endures the pain of shedding skin time and again, a silent ritual of renewal and letting go of the past. When shedding season arrives, its eyes turn cloudy and milky blue, and its already dim vision fades completely. In this vulnerable state of near blindness, it climbs onto thick tree roots hanging over the water and rubs its body slowly against the rough bark. The process is long and draining. The old scales split starting from its mouth, revealing sleek, lustrous new skin beneath, as fresh as emeralds. Enduring the friction of coarse bark in the dark, it leaves behind years of scars, parasites and the dust of time, casting them off like worn clothing into the mud. The whole ritual often lasts an entire night. Between moonlight and dawn, it completes this rebirth, its body smooth and profound once more. The transparent, intact shed skin left hanging on the roots sways gently in the breeze, like an exquisite specimen that marks the passage of time. In this way, it bids farewell to the past, then slips back into the all-embracing dark green lake with renewed wildness and solitude. Dawn arrives softly, disturbing no dreams in the deepest Amazon. The green anaconda that has floated in the water all night slowly submerges its head completely into the shadowy swamp depths beyond the reach of light. It takes away all mysteries and misunderstandings, leaving behind a pool of emerald water so calm that not a single ripple stirs, to greet the waking world. Through this long night, we breathed in rhythm with it and embarked on a dream woven around stillness, constriction, and acceptance. We come to realize that creatures feared in legends live far more restrained and solitary lives than people imagine. Now the mist along the distant river drifts away in the sunlight, and the ancient river flows silently onward toward the Atlantic Ocean. The fire indoors has faded into warm crimson embers, exuding a soothing glow. Dear listeners, this tale of the green wilderness has come to an end. May your thoughts grow as gentle and tranquil as the dark green water, as you drift slowly into the sweetest dreams. Good night.